So we're at Bryce National Park, and we're backpacking Peekaboo and part of Under the Rim. You can backpack Bryce. Let's go. What do you think?
Beautiful.
It's a pretty nice view. So we got down to the bottom of Navajo Loop. Now we're on Peekaboo Loop, heading back uphill. I hear that's the name of the game on this trail. That's up and down. At least that gives a good break going up and down, because you get up to the top and you're tired, and then you get to go down and it's easier. And yeah, at least that's the theory. We'll see how it works. Oh, it's gnats. You like the up and down?
Down's okay.
You're right. We basically have to climb back up to the rim and then back down again and then back up again. So we're about to do that. Excited?
Nope.
How's my hair? Good?
Yep.
Yeah, this hat doesn't let much airflow and it's kind of warm. It's going to be about upper 30s, lower 40s tonight. So 80s during the day. It's June. Kind of difficult to find the right time to hike here, where it's not too cold at night and not too warm during the day. I can hear like the people in Alaska or whatever. It's like 30s are not cold. We've got about 8 miles to make today. I think we're about 1.5 miles in. I thought it was going to be more in the pine trees down in the valley, but you climb up and down. There's lots of up and downs on the Peekaboo Loop that we're on. So yeah, the views are great the entire time we've hiked so far. Oh, and there's more people on the trail than I would expect. I mean, it's Bryce, it's crowded, but just came around the corner talking like an idiot and came right up on a couple of people. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking and we're going to keep hiking. So we're just about at Bryce Point, and here's where we cut off. Get off the Peekaboo loop and hit under the rim. Probably see a lot less people from here on out, but I don't think the views are as good. Right now I want to find a shady spot, take a break. So we went in at Navajo Gardens. We could have taken Wall Street down as well, and then got on the Peekaboo Trail, and then we caught up with the Below the Rim Trail at Bryce Point. Yeah, now we're on Under the Rim, and we're heading back down into the canyon after climbing out of it once. And about 5 miles, and we'll be at camp. Oh, it was so hot. We knew it was going to be, but there was small amounts of rain throughout the day forecasted. Clouds have kind of blown in and winds kicked up, and it is so nice right now. It's awesome out here. I take back what I said about views. So far, Under the Rim has great views. More pine trees, less hoodoos. Still pretty. Water can be a problem down here. It's actually why I picked the site I did. Yellow Creek is one of the more reliable, even though it's not always going to have water in it. But we are at the first campsite, which is like 3 before ours, and I see water. So I'm happy about that. It's not a lot, but it'll do. So ever since we hit the campgrounds at the right fork of Yellow Creek, it's been a lot less scenic. This reminds me of the desert around Phoenix, only without cactus. Cacti or cactus? So I'm glad we went in the way we did instead of just picking up the rim trail at Bryce Point. But only like a mile and a half to camp. Just past a ranger. She said that there was water flowing at Yellow Creek, so all good stuff. It is so hot on this section. The breeze had died down quite a bit and the clouds have kind of dispersed. So we're just going shade to shade, but a breeze is coming through now and it feels so good. Close to camp, less than a mile. Just trying not to overheat because it's tougher to recover from. So it'll be good, we'll be fine. We're just gonna go slow. Here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that last mile and a half, 2 miles was rough. Lots of sun, really hot. Now we're at camp, trying to set up tent and everything, and gnats. Southern Utah and northern Arizona have these no-see-ums, gnats, I don't know, that come out sometime usually May-ish or June, and man, they are out in full force. So they suck, but we're at camp, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna get something to drink.
It's my bug protection.
These no-see-ums suck.
They do, yeah.
They do.
Got to feel in heaven when my lover's near. Lord, let this moment last for another year. Though today has ended, the night's still young, I'd say. Lover, don't go away.
Now we're in the tent, hiding from the bugs, waiting for the sun to go down. They'll go away hopefully then. And yeah, we just need to get water from the creek, relax. I was gonna do like a trip report and give some details, but I'm not feeling it right now. I'm tired. So we're gonna enjoy our evening, and I'll put a debrief at the end of the video, kind of explain some more of the details and why we chose the route we did and what we did right and what we did wrong. And yeah, see you tomorrow. All right, day 2. Slept really well last night, but I wish we would have left about 2 hours earlier. Looking at the sun now, it's supposed to be cloudy and even light rain today, but it is just blue sky and hot and a little bit humid. So hopefully the storms roll in and we get a little bit of cool breeze and maybe a little bit of rain, give some relief, but is what it is. Lots of up and down. We were just down there. Come up here. That's what today's gonna be. Lots of that. I've been waiting for those clouds to come all morning. Oh, cover up that sun, cloud. So I wanted to include a quick wrap up at the end and kind of clarify a couple of points. The first being the route. Now, traditional backpacking in Bryce is done on the Under the Rim Trail. It goes from Bryce Point to Rainbow Point. But I'd read that this trail is a lot more pine forests and a lot less hoodoos. So I'm in Bryce, I want to see hoodoos. So instead of going from Bryce Point to Rainbow Point, we went in at Sunset Point. That way we were able to do part of the, I believe it's called Navajo Loop, and then pick up the Peekaboo Trail, take that over to Bryce Point. At that point, we could get on the Under the Rim Trail, and then we took the Under the Rim Trail from Bryce Point and went out at Swamp Canyon. So that allowed us to go through the hoodoos on the Peekaboo and Navajo Loop, but also experience 6 miles of the Under the Rim Trail from Bryce Point out to Swamp Canyon. It really just kind of depends on what you want to do and what you want to experience. The Below the Rim Trail has less people, more solitude, but it doesn't have all those hoodoos that you get on the first half. So that was one of the reasons why we picked that route. The other reason is campsites. They have assigned campsites. You have to reserve them from recreation.gov in advance. And water is a concern down there. There's no 100% guaranteed water source along the Under the Rim Trail. So when I was selecting a campsite, I got the one at Yellow Creek. There's actually 2. There's a larger group site, and then the smaller one, we got the smaller one. But Yellow Creek is the most reliable source of water down there, at least from my research, but still not guaranteed. We checked in at the ranger station. The ranger said that it was running, so that was a good sign, because I hate carrying water. Based around that campsite that I got, that's where I developed the hike. There was 8 miles on day 1, 6 miles on day 2, and I think a total of around 3,200 feet of elevation loss and then gain. Like you start at Sunset Point, you climb down into the valley, climb back up to the rim at Bryce Point, and then back down into the valley, and then back out at Swamp Canyon. That created another concern that if you're doing Under the Rim, you're gonna have to deal with, and that's the fact that the park shuttles stop at Bryce Point. They do not go to Swamp Canyon, they don't go down to Sunset Point. You have to go out and get your own private shuttle, which I did in the car on the way there. I did not plan ahead on that. I ended up getting Red Rock Shuttle, which is ironically who I normally use when I go to Zion, but they went out, gave us a very expensive ride, about 4 miles. We left our truck at Swamp Canyon Trailhead, got the shuttle back to Bryce Point, and then hiked back to the car. It's another logistical thing you gotta work out. Oh, another point I wanna hit is I had read that bear canisters were optional, but they're actually required, so I didn't bring mine. But the good thing is, when you go to get your permit at the backcountry desk, they will actually loan you a bear canister for free. So that's what we did there. So the last thing I want to talk about is the time of year. We booked it for June, and the reason was I didn't want it freezing cold at night. Bryce is at higher elevation than we are here in Phoenix, and I'm just thin-blooded. I live in a desert, so I can't handle when it gets really cold at night. The forecast said 82, I think, was the high. They had some light rain and clouds forecast for both days, and it was 35 to 39, I think, at night. Nighttime temperatures were perfect, loved it. Daytime temperatures felt a hell of a lot hotter than 82 degrees. Clouds didn't come in for a lot of the day. The rain didn't come in until day 2 when we were in the car driving home, and it got really hot. I would probably do it later in the season or earlier in the season, but way worse than that is northern Arizona and southern Utah get these gnats or no-see-ums. You can see them, but they're tiny, and they are. My hat didn't have this venting on it, so I was getting overheated. I had my hat off, and they bit without me even knowing it. They're really weird. Like, you don't even know you're getting bit, and then like a day or 2 later, you'll get this big bump with this welt that's oozing, and they just covered the back of my head, just the back, all around my ankles. I've got a couple of bites on my arms, but they were relentless. Like, these things they're jerks. They will fly directly into your eyes, up your nose, in your mouth, in your ears. And they were just horrible all day and all the way until the sun set. You want to avoid that if you can. I was smart enough to pack those bug face nets, but nobody wants to wear those. They suck, but they're better than dealing with the gnats. Anyway, that was hiking Bryce Canyon. Hopefully you found the video helpful. And yeah, that's it. Stopped walking.
It's going to be a long day.
It is going to be a long day. A little hot down here in the sun, but you found some shade from this incredible tree. It's an awesome shade tree. Stop walking every time. There's a gnat in my ear. Oh, got some decent shade, just living the dream. Dream's gonna turn into a bunch of suck, you know that though. This feels so good. It does. Oh, my head is so itchy.
GoPro, stop recording.